Every legendary anime protagonist eventually runs into their first real wall. For Naruto Uzumaki, that wall was Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the hidden mist. Zabuza wasn't just a deadly rogue assassin. He was the cold, harsh teacher who broke Naruto's innocence and forced him to realize the brutal reality that shinobi are treated as nothing but heartless, disposable tools. Meanwhile, over in the East Blue, Monkey D. Luffy ran into his own first true nightmare, Arlong the Fishman, a ruthless tyrant who terrorized Nami's hometown for years, driven by a deep, dark hatred for humanity and absolute belief in fishman supremacy. Both of these men were the first major villains to push our favorite protagonists to their absolute limits. But what happens if these two fought each other? Who holds the higher physical stats? Who controls the battlefield? And whose deadly abilities can counter the other? If you love deep dive anime matchups, hit that subscribe button right now, because we are jumping straight into the scaling. Let's start our analysis with Zabuza Momochi. To understand how dangerous Zabuza is, you have to look at his pedigree. He is an elite jonin and a former member of the legendary 7 Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist. This is a man who single-handedly slaughtered an entire graduating class of academy students when he was just a child, completely altering the hidden mist graduation system through pure, unadulterated violence. Zabuza's entire combat style is built around stealth, assassination, and lethal efficiency. His trademark ability is the hidden mist jutsu, a technique that allows him to blanket the entire battlefield in a fog so dense that even a fully matured Sharingan struggles to pierce through it. Once the mist is up, Zabuza activates his silent killing technique, tracking his target's movements through sound alone and closing the gap before they can even register a shift in the wind pressure. When trying to scale Zabuza Momochi's pure attack potency, or AP, things get tricky. Because he's an assassin who relies on precise, clean neck slashes with his giant sword, he doesn't spend his time blowing up mountains or leveling landscapes. However, his ninjutsu destructive capacity gives us a massive clue. When Zabuza clashes with Kakashi, they unleash the water dragon bullet technique. Visually and narratively, this massive aquatic entity is identical in size to a multi-story building. The sheer concussive hydraulic pressure required to manifest a moving mass of water that large and slam it down with enough force to uproot mature trees and crack solid stone walls easily solidifies Zabuza's ninjutsu output at the building level tier. Furthermore, his physical strength allows him to swing a massive, heavy iron blade with just one hand fast enough to cleave multiple armored samurai clean in half, locking his base physical AP firmly into the building-busting category. Next up is durability and endurance. And this is where Zabuza truly becomes a monster. Defensively, Zabuza scales directly to Part 1 Kakashi. During their first major lake battle, Zabuza takes a direct, point-blank hit from Kakashi's Great Waterfall technique, a high-tier ninjutsu that alters the local geography and creates a small-scale tidal wave. Zabuza tanks the concussive force of that rushing water mass, gets slammed directly into a tree line, takes multiple follow-up physical strikes from an elite jonin, and still retains the structural integrity to fight afterward. But Zabuza's raw endurance completely eclipses his standard durability. In Chapter 32, after his arms are completely paralyzed by Kakashi's hounds, Zabuza puts a standard kunai in his teeth and charges into a massive mob of Gado's armed mercenaries. Despite being impaled by multiple spears, slashed by swords, and suffering catastrophic, lethal tissue damage, his nervous system completely refuses to shut down. He continues fighting through pure, unadulterated willpower until his target is dead. This means even if an opponent can bypass his building-level physical durability, his high-tier endurance makes him nearly impossible to put down cleanly. But his absolute best stat category is without a doubt his reaction and combat speed. To find out how fast Zabuza is, we have to scale him directly through his primary rival, Kakashi Hatake. In Naruto Chapter 15, Mighty Guy drops a legendary piece of lore revealing that Kakashi earned his fame by literally cutting a natural bolt of lightning clean in half before it could touch the ground. To make this scaling even more airtight, the first official databook explicitly states that when utilizing the Raikiri, the user charges forward at lightning speed to maximize the piercing velocity of the jutsu. During their deathmatch, Zabuza doesn't just react to this speed. He consistently reacts to parries and combats Kakashi point-blank while his Raikiri is fully active. He even managed to blitz Kakashi into a water prison early in the fight. By tracking these explicit narrative statements and canon databook rules, Zabuza's combat speed is firmly operating within the lightning speed tier. He isn't just fast, he is moving and reacting at thousands of miles per second. Now, let's cross over to the East Blue and break down the absolute tank that is Arlong the Fishman. To understand what Zabuza is up against, we first have to analyze Arlong's durability, and frankly, this guy is a physical brick wall. Early in the arc, Arlong demonstrates his durability by literally tanking a heavy naval cannonball directly through his mouth, casually chewing it up and walking away completely unfazed. But his scaling goes way deeper when you look at his fights against Monkey D. Luffy. Arlong easily brushed off multiple direct, full-force punches from Luffy during the first half of their rooftop deathmatch. Put into perspective how insane that is. Let's look at who Luffy was hurting before this. Luffy's punches severely damaged Buggy the Clown, the same Buggy who effortlessly tanked his own signature Buggy Balls. According to official statements in the Orange Town arc, a single Buggy Ball packs enough explosive power to completely wipe a town off the map. Because Luffy's raw, blunt force kinetic strikes could cleanly bypass that town-level durability and hurt Buggy, Arlong taking those exact same punches to the face firmly scales his baseline durability to the small-town tier. He isn't just tough for an East Blue pirate. He possesses supernatural resilience. Moving into his attack potency, or AP, Arlong relies on massive, overwhelming physical strength that completely eclipses ordinary humans. As a fishman, he is naturally 10 times stronger than a human on land, and that number multiplies when he is in the water. Look at what he does to Sanji with zero effort. By simply scooping up a handful of seawater and flicking his wrist, Arlong transforms basic water droplets into high-velocity, kinetic projectiles. This simple splash of water packs so much piercing power that it completely breaks through Sanji's defenses and leaves him incapacitated. When it comes to pure lifting and striking power, Arlong's feats are monstrous. He was shown casually walking through Kokoyasi village, ripping entire concrete houses out of the earth and turning them completely upside down. During his final clash with Luffy inside Arlong Park, his bites and physical slams tore through multi-layered stone pillars, eventually collapsing the entire multi-story headquarters building around them. This places Arlong's physical attack potency safely between the building and multi-city block level tiers. Now that both fighters are fully scaled, it's time to throw them into each other and look at the actual fight. And right out of the gate, Arlong faces an immediate, catastrophic tactical crisis. Arlong does have higher stats in physical strength and durability, but he has absolutely no answer for Zabuza's hidden miss jutsu. Arlong is a loud, aggressive brawler who relies entirely on his physical senses to dominate his prey. But the moment Zabuza floods the battlefield with his chakra-infused fog, Arlong's sight and smell are completely neutralized. This isn't just normal weather, it's a sensory deprivation zone. Zabuza can then comfortably activate his silent killing technique, masking his footsteps and tracking Arlong through sound alone. Arlong will be left standing in the dark, swinging at ghosts, while Zabuza lines up a lethal, unreactable opening strike. In a fight between a blind apex predator and a ghost who strikes from the shadows, the predator becomes the prey. But Arlong fans will argue. Even if Zabuza strikes from a mist, Arlong's small-town durability will easily tank the Iron Blade. Except, the scaling proves that Zabuza packs more than enough cutting potency to slice a fishman clean in half. To see why, we have to look at the Fourth Great Ninja War. During the climax of his reanimated battle, Zabuza strikes forward and cleanly slices Haku completely in half. Let's trace how insane Haku's durability actually is. Back in the land of waves, Haku took direct, full-force physical punches from a rage-amped Kyuubi Naruto. Those same punches were shattering Haku's demonic ice crystals, the exact same ice mirrors that completely ignored Sasuke's great fireball technique, which possesses city-level pulverization scaling. Think about the chain of logic here. Sasuke's city-level fire output couldn't damage the mirrors. Naruto's raw fist shattered those mirrors. Haku physically tanked those same fists, and yet Zabuza's physical sword strike sliced Haku clean in half. This proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that Zabuza's attack potency allows him to cleave right through city-level durability thresholds. Arlong's small-town defense is getting cleanly bypassed by the executioner's blade. And if a direct sword strike doesn't finish the job, Zabuza has access to a literal checkmate move, the water prison technique. Now, Arlong is a fisherman. He is naturally born in the sea, and yes, he gets exponentially faster and stronger when he is submerged in a body of water. But Zabuza's water prison operates on entirely different laws of mystical ninjutsu. According to the official Naruto databook, the water prison is an absolute containment barrier. The databook explicitly states that the density of the chakra-infused liquid makes it physically impossible to break out of the sphere from the inside. Furthermore, once you are trapped within the prison, your physical movements are completely restricted and paralyzed by the heavy pressure of the caster's chakra. Even though Arlong thrives in regular ocean water, the moment Zabuza traps him inside this mystical ninjutsu sphere, Arlong's massive physical strength is completely neutralized. He can't flex his muscles, he can't use his jaw, and he can't break the walls from the inside. He is left completely paralyzed, floating like a sitting duck, waiting for Zabuza to execute a shadow clone strike. Even if Arlong managed to attack first, with Zabuza's speed, he would easily able to dodge his attacks. When you look at the entire matchup through a detailed, objective lens, the winner is clear. Arlong is a terrifying physical brute, but he is completely outclassed here. Zabuza holds a massive reaction speed advantage with his lightning tier scaling. He can entirely blind Arlong using the hidden mist. His blade possesses enough AP to slice right through Arlong's small-town durability, and his water prison functions as an unescapable checkmate. The demon of the hidden mist takes the crown. Arlong gets absolutely cleared. But that is going to wrap it up for today's cross-verse deathmatch. What do you guys think? Does Zabuza's assassination toolkit secure him an easy win? Or do you think Arlong's fishman strength could pull off an upset? Let me know your scaling arguments in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive battle breakdown. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.